Please, let's take our seats. Thank you very much for your goodwill. Alex, Agnes, and the man who gave me instructions to hold this meeting, Mr. Charles. Leaders present here, YouTubers, great people from within and outside Kenya, good evening. On behalf of the people of Kenya and many friends, the people who enjoy YouTube and the content that you create, let me welcome you to Kenya on behalf of all of us. I hope you enjoy your time here while in Nairobi, and I look forward to another engagement with you. Over the past century, new regions emerged. As players in the world affairs, new nations were born, and there was an unprecedented population explosion. For a while, it seemed as though humanity was going to crash against the cliff of eternal crisis at a rate that was beyond all control, and it was predicted that international misunderstanding and conflict, as well as human suffering, were going to be the order of the day. Obviously, this view was biased on an old culture clash paradigm, which predicted constant friction among established civilizations, as well as between dominant and emerging powers, primarily on the basis of culture differences, which could only accentuate conflict over resources, markets, and conflict over boundaries. In the second decade of the 21st century, the United Nations has 193 members, and the predominant condition throughout the world is peace. We have instances of trouble here and there, but largely the world is much more peaceful than any one of us expected. For the greatest measure, the nations and peoples of the world can be described as a global or international community. That's what we are. We have people here from Nigeria, we have people from Canada, and everywhere else. And as my good friend was saying, you meet people for the first time who you've never met, but because of technology, you know them, and you can relate to them, and you think you're meeting them a second time. How the idea of a single far-flung community, a human collective, defined by shared values, arose to retire the old gloomy predictions of worldwide chaos is actually the miracle of our time. Much of the credit for the fostering of human understanding across boundaries, continents, and oceans, which is the necessary condition for the emergence of a substantive global community, is the technology revolution based on global communication connectivity, which positively transformed the world and transformed it for good. In particular, the rise of the internet, which transformed the world into what we now all confess as a global village, because that's what it is. Every village has its public square. We all know that, with robust infrastructures to maximize interaction and exchange. There are market platforms for the exchange of goods and services and discursive forums for debate and expression. With the rise of information, entertainment, and education over time, the infrastructures of expression have become markets in their own right. In the village square, freedom reigns supreme. People have to enjoy the greatest freedom and opportunity to imagine, create, and express their ideas, to connect and collaborate, to exchange everything from goods and services to opportunity itself. In the global village square, information is both a vital service and a valuable commodity, facilitating trade and exchange, knowledge and ideas, partnerships and collaborations, creativity, and of course, innovation. The rise of the YouTube is both a driver and manifestation of this fundamental development. from the revolutionary online video sharing platform it was when it made its debut on the village square. YouTube now engages 2.5 billion viewers every month who consume more than 1 billion, as we were told by Agnes, and consume more than 1 billion hours of video daily. Operated mainly by individuals, YouTube is an extraordinary, prodigious platform offering music videos, news, video clips, short and feature films, songs, documentaries and trailers, live streams and vlogs, among others. In 2021, the platform generated US dollars 29 billion in revenue. The users who upload more than 500 hours of content every minute earn a share of this revenue, the $29 billion I said. As a result, YouTube has become a major employer with many creatives finding more than decent livelihoods on it. Listen to my brother from Canada. He was basically saying that. He used to work as an accountant. Today, he makes money differently. By enabling content creators to monetize their channels and generate income through advertising revenue, brand partnerships, and merchandise sales, YouTube has empowered these individuals to become entrepreneurs by leveraging their content to build viable businesses, embrace innovation, and engage with an ecosystem of creative opportunities. And that is why we have men and women sitting in this room today, because they are who they are, because YouTube has given all of us an opportunity. The impact is considerable. Using the measure of 100,000 units of respective local currencies in revenue, we can witness what this intervention has achieved in Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa, just to mention a few countries. Year on year, the number of creators generating 100,000 plus monthly has risen by more than 15% in Nigeria, while in South Africa, the figure is double at 30%, and here in Kenya, 25%. The growth in the number of channels with more than 1 million subscribers is also impressive. Nigeria, more than 50%, South Africa, over 30%, and Kenya, as you trust, more than 110%. I see every reason why a managing director said they didn't find any problem locating this event in Kenya. I applaud YouTube for its endeavor to boldly confront the challenging cultural issues of the day. As a repository of the world's cultural heritage, it is the custodian of the global village record of contests, festivals, rites and ceremonies, traditions, music, dance, as well as many other traditions. This promotes easy cultural exchange as the content is accessible across cultures. It also showcases emerging creators whose work enriches the world's cultural output. Whatever it is that you're doing, good people, you're influencing the world. You're creating new culture. You're creating a new way of looking at things. And I am very happy that Google, YouTube are sensitive to make sure that it's all positive. Black and African contributions have defined and dominated art and culture throughout the history. And it is important not only that the fact of this influence is faithfully reflected, but also that global platforms are inclusive and fully represent the world's cultural diversity. I applaud YouTube's YouTube Black Voices Fund for investing in the expansion of opportunities to celebrate and promote Black art and creativity globally. Justice can only be said to be realized when artistic, creative, and expressive freedoms are enriched through deliberate affirmative interventions to correct historical imperfections in what we are calling the village market. Impressively, the YouTube Black Voices Fund invested $100 million into dedicated mechanisms to identify and develop Black creators and Black music on YouTube by facilitating their access to resources to develop their capacity. Listening to Wahome here, she made the point. She said the opportunity was made available through training, availability of resources, and the many other things that have been made available to our content creators. This includes the provision of partner manager, seed funding for YouTube channels and their development, as well as customized training, development, and networking to 378 creators globally from diverse professional backgrounds, including musicians, beauticians, entrepreneurs, comedians, activists, poets, personal trainers, parents, photographers, gamers, and more. This is highly commendable. YouTube, congratulations. As a country, we are proud that over 100 YouTubers from Nigeria, South Africa, Canada, the UK, and of course Kenya, are congregated in Nairobi, the host city of the global closing ceremony for the 2023 YouTube Black Voices Fund. All of you, welcome. I know, for example, that many of you have had to get visa to come to Kenya, but I have some good news for you. This may be the last time you are getting a visa to come to Kenya. Because Kenya is the cradle of humankind. This is where, and I'm talking as a scientist here, this is where the earliest remains of man have been traced. This is where the Turkana boy, the oldest ever traced human remains on Earth, not by magicians, but by scientists. And so, all of you, my good people from Nigeria, my in-laws, the good people from Canada, US, and the rest of the place, UK, South Africa, when you come to Kenya, you are coming home. So we are looking at the law, we are looking at building consensus as Kenyans, so that because this is home, it's not fair to ask anybody for visa when they are going home. So somebody seems to be agreeing with me there. Thank you very much. So we welcome you to enjoy the magical delights, charming hospitality, and natural beauty of home, Kenya, as you witness for yourselves what YouTube is doing for our vibrant, creative, and digital economy, and contributing to our bottom-up agenda for economic transformation. Apart from YouTube Black Voices Fund, I appreciate with profound gratitude Google's support in enhancing the digital superhighway and creative economy pillar of our transformation agenda. In particular, I am grateful for your support for our plan to provide 25,000 free Wi-Fi hotspots across the country and the investment of $5 million to enable 90 government institutions like hospitals, and I hope some will be Nairobi, so that Sakaja is not complaining, courts of law and technical and vocational training institutions, install local area networks, and to connect them to the national fiber optic backbone infrastructure. So hopefully, let me say, when we discussed this earlier, it was work in progress. I am happy that we've now brought it home. I want to say thank you very much on behalf of the government of Kenya and the people of Kenya. And I want to assure you, as I do every other Kenyan, that we will put those resources and all the taxes we are collecting into very good use and make it possible for these great people and many others who are not here access the internet, be able to create content, be able to monetize their content, and be able to be entrepreneurs and earn a living out of what they are doing. Google's giant footprint in our digital and ICT infrastructure development are impressive and extend further to include Grow with Google, as Agnes said, which provides free training resources to enable individuals develop necessary digital skills to succeed in our digital economy. Hustler Academy and the famous week-long boot camp for small and medium enterprises, under which more than 1,000 graduated last year, with 1,500 currently being trained. And I want to encourage the Ministry of ICT to work with you so that we can expand the numbers, because we made it deliberate in our plan of the 5 points that we committed ourselves to as the people of Kenya when I ran for president. All the 5 are facilitated by technology and the digital space. From agriculture, we distributed fertilizer this year to 5 million farmers on a digital platform. In our MSME, today, they have access to credit on a digital platform. In a record, I think, 8 months, we have lent 30 billion Kenya shillings to 20 million Kenyans, and 7 million of them are daily users of our platform to access credit. We have digitized, now I will be launching the program end of this month. We have digitized 5,000 government services, because we are moving onto the digital platform, because we believe that around the digital platforms, you guys will have an opportunity with your digital expertise, being content creators, to help us advertise on that platform. And I have told the Ministry of ICT, the PS is here, that of the 300 billion we spend every year on advertising, 10% at least should go to local content creators. And I am talking of 30 billion Kenya shillings. So mujipange, get yourselves ready, think big, think smart, and please get yourselves working so that even government can advertise on the space which you occupy, because that is the future of work, as was said by Governor Sakaja. Additionally, flexible online training programs which provide job-ready skills in high-growth career fields are being offered online. In this connection, we have provided 1,000 scholarships through the ICT Authority to support training in digital marketing, e-commerce, data analytics, IT support, project management, user experience design, and of course, the critical aspect of cyber security. This highly impactful partnership goes back all the way to 2018, when in collaboration with First Lady Rachel, as patron of the Google Impact Challenge, Google provided Kenya shillings 12 million to support the training of local creatives under the Creative Garage. So your Creative Garage iko wapi? your workshop. I look back on the journey we have traveled with Google with tremendous pride and satisfaction, grateful for the immense opportunities our partnership has unlocked for many creatives in Kenya. Affirmed by this achievement, I also look forward to greater collaboration to catalyze the digital superhighway and creative economy pillar of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And by the way, of the 5 pillars that this administration is built on, one is the digital superhighway and the creative economy, which is the space you guys occupy. It was not by default. It was deliberate. It was intentional, because this is the future. I know many people, and Agnes has made a case, that we should go slow on the taxation around this area. And I don't disagree. But you guys are making money. Yeah? But anyway, tutaongea. I have told the committee in Parliament to have a chat with you, and I'm happy that you said you guys are happy to have a chat. We are willing to relax some of the issues. But you know, we are making huge investment in this space. And if this is the future of work, it is the future of where we are also going to get revenues to run government. Sindio? So we will continue to, because, Sasa, where am I going to get the money to do the digital superhighway? See, everybody must make a small contribution. Sindio? So I know, for example, we are reducing taxes on, especially taxes on digital content. We're reducing taxes on telephony. We are making it easier for you to transfer money from one corner to another. There are several interventions that we are making to make it easier for content creators, for people in the digital space, for people accessing the internet to do certain things. When we give you 2, 3 things and we ask for one, please be kind. Let me respond to Ahome, my good sister there. She said 2 things which are important. She said, number 1, we need to do more around digital devices. Wahome, I want to tell you that we already are in partnership, the government of Kenya, Safaricom, and the whole of that digital space. And I think in another couple of months, I don't know, I will need to ask Safaricom. They promised me that we will have a digital device, 5G enabled, that is going to be less than 5,000 Kenya shillings. So that you guys can be able to have devices that are priced fairly for you to be able to carry out what you have to do. That's number 1. Number 2, you did ask about our access to the internet and the cost of the internet. It is the reason why, deliberately, we are establishing 25,000 hotspots, precisely in every market in Kenya. You should be able to go to the market, access internet free of charge, do your thing, create content, monetize it, and drive the economy of our country from every corner of our republic. I quite agree with you. We have a 3-year program, PS, is that correct? Yes, we have a 3-year program to make sure that we actualize this. We are already working in this year's budget. We are also working on another 1,450 digital hubs in every ward in Kenya. I remember I was talking about it earlier today. So that, again, we can build the momentum around digital jobs and digital entrepreneurship like the one you guys are involved in. So that is our space, and you can count on me on this program. When Goodman, Mr. Mandevu here, told me that it's time to have this function, I said I will suspend many things to be able to be part of this exercise because of the tremendous value that you bring into this space and because of the creativity around this space and because of the opportunity that exists in this space, which we can see very clearly, at least I can see from where I sit, that this is the future. And therefore, you can count on the government of Kenya's support. I want to thank Agnes. I want to thank my brother Alex here. They have been immensely useful. They've worked with us. We appreciate all the support that we get from you guys. On behalf of the people of Kenya, I know we keep harassing you with new demands. Or maybe you should do this. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do more. But one that I promise that I'm ready to work with you is on how we are going to use the M-Pesa platform. We will talk with Safaricom so that it becomes a lot easier to monetize the contents of these people, especially those in Kenya. I know Kenyans really are looking, because of the credit card manenos, not many people have access to credit card, but everybody is on M-Pesa. And I want to promise you it is secure. And it is world class. If I may, it is better than credit card. So, because of the security it carries. In fact, it is on that same platform that in the last 7 months, we've been able to reach 20 million Kenyans with credit. It is a viable, realistic, practical platform. So, and I can vouch for it. So I hope we can be able to look at some of that. Putita had said something about it earlier, Huyu Mungwana. He has made a case on behalf of all the content creators and the online TV people in Kenya. And these good people have said it is work in progress. So asante sana, Alex, for agreeing to work with us in that space. Let me say this finally. We are having a very big debate in Kenya. And I'm very happy that we are having a big debate in Kenya. And the big debate in Kenya is about how we are going to raise money. This is very nice. At least we are discussing money. You know, we are not discussing those other things. We are not discussing who is coming from where, who is black, who is tall, who is fat, who is thin, who is what. We are discussing how we are going to monetize all the talents we have. This morning, I was having a meeting with our international champion, Faith Kipyegon, who broke the world record on 1,500 meters and broke another record within a week of 5,000 meters. She was here this morning, and we were discussing how we are going to monetize talent, how we are going to monetize enterprise, how we are going to monetize content. This is the debate we are having because, as president, we spend $5 billion every year as Kenya in educating our workforce. We spend $5 billion every year in education. It must concern us what becomes of the product of the $5 billion we invest every year when they finish school. We have 5 million young people in Kenya who today don't have a meaningful job. 800,000 young people get out of college, out of school, out of university every year. We need to have a deliberate plan on what they are going to do. After we have invested taxes, 5 billion every year, after they have invested their time, 18 years in school, we must, as a responsible society, be able to plan what they are going to do. We must create real, tangible opportunities, whether it is in the content creator space, whether it is in the enterprise space. That's why we have housing as a plan. That's why we have KIPES as a plan. That's why we have all the other plans, because we want to get value out of the investment we are making. And I am telling the people of Kenya, it will not be responsible if we say it is not our duty to be intentional or to be deliberate about what happens to the young people of our country when they come out of school. We must provide an avenue for them to monetize their talent, to monetize their education, to monetize their knowledge, to monetize their expertise, so that we can have a nation that is progressive and a nation that leaves nobody behind. So, to the good people from across the globe, welcome to Nairobi. Governor Sakaja is our boss in the city of Nairobi. He will organize the many things. He will tell you where to go in the evening, what to do. And if he doesn't look after you properly, please report him to me. I know what to do with him. So I am sure he will. Finally, let me say the following, that the tremendous potential showcased by YouTube and underscored by the impact of the YouTube Black Voices Fund similarly encouraged me in my firm conviction that Kenya, Africa, and the world are about to see an unprecedented explosion of creativity and productivity, leading to exponential growth of wealth creation and deeper understanding among the people of the world. We are happy that the journey has begun and that we are part of it. I declare the 2023 YouTube Black Voices officially closed. Thank you very much. God bless you, and my very best wishes.